All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on religion as an 18-year-old who isn't religious by any means. But at the moment, I do believe in God, and my thoughts are, rapidly changing, of course, as I grow older and get more mature. But at the end of the day, sometimes it can be confusing, and I feel like not a lot of people talk about how confusing it can be, especially if you're younger and haven't matured into a more thoughtful ideology in your life, because so many people only talk about how, you should believe in God or you should be this religious, this way, this, that, whatever it is, right? Nobody talks about what it's like to not know what you want or what you like. And so in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Now, look, I didn't grow up religious. I never went to church, really. I've been a few times. My extended family is very religious. As you might know, I live in Utah, so of course, a lot of my family is Mormon. But I've never grown up religious, and so my thoughts behind it were always kind of painted behind my dad's thoughts or my mom's thoughts, because of course, as you grow up, they're your superheroes, right? And they aren't crazy religious people either, but for me, when I think about God, the only reason that I can think of as if to why I believe it is because there has to be something supernatural in this world that created everything, right? Because of course that's the main reason people believe in it. But what I don't like about religion and books is the fact that you have to follow a set of rules. It's like a kind of a playbook you almost have to follow or stay within these guidelines. I don't like the idea of guide rails or something in this life that's restraining you from doing something you want to do. And one of the other main points that I really don't like about religions, specifically religions like Christianity, is the fact that some people believe that if you don't follow specifically their religion, you are going to hell or whatever, their version of hell might be. And it's just like, that's not fair, right? How could someone who has that ideology be better than you who doesn't, right? It just doesn't make any sense. You could be a really good person, and if you don't follow a set of rules inside some book, then you're going to hell. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And so when I think about it as well, another reason why I might not be super religious at the moment is because I've had so many people in my life, friends, other people I've just met throughout my life, and they've always just tried to portray their religion onto me so hard. They give me this unsolicited advice. And so as of recently, I really have been studying philosophers and their ideologies behind religion, specifically other people as well, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's really interesting when he comes to talking about God and, religion and faith. And he's a bit of an agnostic, which I guess is kind of what I am. I'm not super religious. I'm not atheist by any means. But, there's just a lack of evidence there for me to really full-heartedly believe in something that's specifically, going to change the trajectory of my life. That's what it does for most people, of course. And so it's like when I hear this stuff and I think about it, I'm like, unless I really believe in something 100%, I don't know if I really want to, go all in. That's my whole personality. That's always who I've been. If I don't 100% believe in something, I'm not going to go all in on it. And another thing that's huge for me when it comes to this stuff is thinking about if there's a God out there who's all willing, all giving, you can't really explain why there's natural suffering in this world. Why are people born with diseases that alters their life and makes them essentially incapable of doing things 99% of people can do? Or like natural disasters. Why would there be something natural that is caused by a so-called God who created this earth that's going to kill thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in a simple day? None of that makes sense to me. And look, in this video, I'm not trying to set these rules in stone or my thoughts in stone. Like, of course I'm changing. Maybe in 10 years, I'll look at this and I'll be like, you're an idiot, okay? Like, maybe my thoughts will change in 6 months, who knows? But as of now, these are my current thoughts on religion. If you guys have experienced anything similar, if you're an 18-year-old entrepreneur like me or just an 18-year-old, right? And you don't know exactly what you want, I'm there with you. There's not a lot of people who really talk about not knowing what you believe in or having faith, because it's something that was kind of innately brought up within your childhood, especially if you have religious family or parents, whatever it is. But for the ones who don't, it's definitely very confusing. You don't know necessarily what you want to believe or if you should even believe. But yeah, comment down below if you guys have experienced something similar. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. See you all in the next one. Let's get it.